There are moments in life when we find ourselves at a crossroads, weighed down by the burdens of our own struggles, feeling isolated and vulnerable. It is in these moments that we often search for someone, anyone, who might lift us up or guide us through the storm. But what happens when the person who offers their support is also facing their own battles? When they extend a hand, despite being knee-deep in their own challenges, it doesn't just feel like help. It feels like something deeper, something much more powerful. It feels like love. This idea that love is found in the moments where people give of themselves, even when they have little to give, has the ability to transform how we view both help and love. It's easy to help someone when your own life is smooth and worry-free. But when life is anything but that, when you're struggling to keep your head above water, and yet you still find the capacity to help others, that's when love reveals itself in its most pure and selfless form. Helping someone when you're struggling too isn't a mere act of assistance. It's a demonstration of compassion, resilience, and connection. It's love in action. To offer help when your own heart is heavy requires vulnerability, a deep understanding of what it means to be human, and a willingness to share the weight of the world even when it feels unbearable. The complex nature of help. We've all experienced those moments when we've asked for help. Sometimes the help we receive is offered without question. A friend steps in with advice or resources. Someone listens to our problems and offers solutions, and it feels as if the weight of our worries has been lifted, at least for a moment. But what happens when the person offering that help is not in a place of abundance? What if they too are feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or lost? In these situations, help is no longer a simple transaction. It's not just a matter of providing someone with what they need. It's about offering something that transcends mere assistance. When you help someone from a place of personal struggle, you're not just offering a solution. You are offering yourself. You are sharing a piece of your heart, a piece of your own emotional energy, and in that exchange, you create a connection that runs deeper than words or actions alone. It's a recognition that, despite the storm you are both weathering, you are still willing to stand by each other and face it together. This is where the distinction between help and love becomes clearer. Help can be transactional, a simple exchange of resources, time, or energy. Love, on the other hand, is a deeper, more emotional commitment. It's about showing up for someone even when you don't have all the answers, or even when you're not in the best place yourself. It's about giving your energy and your presence because you care, because in the act of helping, you are reminding both yourself and the other person that you are not alone. The power of vulnerability. Helping someone when you're struggling takes vulnerability. It means admitting that you don't have it all together. It's easy to offer support from a place of strength when your world is stable and your confidence is intact. But what about when you're tired, worn thin by the demands of life, and yet you still choose to reach out to someone else? That's where true courage lies. When someone helps you during their own difficult times, they are opening themselves up to vulnerability. They are showing you that they are not perfect, that they have their own weaknesses and challenges, and yet they still choose to give what little they have to offer. There is something profoundly humbling and beautiful in that act of emotional openness. In a world where we often feel pressured to appear strong and invulnerable, offering help when you are struggling too is an act of courage that often goes unnoticed. But it is that very vulnerability that allows for a deeper connection between two people. When someone helps us in the midst of their own pain, it reminds us of our shared humanity. We all have our battles, our personal struggles, our moments of feeling lost or broken. But when we choose to extend kindness, even in the darkest of times, we are showing the world that love is not conditional. It is not based on how strong we are or how perfect our lives appear to be. Love, in its purest form, is unconditional, and it shows up when we least expect it, especially when we are not at our best. The deep connection it creates. There's a certain kind of connection that is forged when two people share their vulnerabilities with each other. It's not just about being there for someone in a practical sense. It's about being there emotionally, too. When someone helps you even though they're struggling themselves, they are not just offering you a solution. They are offering a piece of their heart. In doing so, they invite you into a space of mutual understanding, empathy, and compassion. In these moments, the boundary between giver and receiver blurs. You may feel that you are the one being helped, but in truth, both of you are offering something. When someone helps you while they're also struggling, they are acknowledging their own pain while still showing up for you. That act, in and of itself, becomes a powerful message of shared experience, of solidarity, and of love. Sometimes, it is easy to think of love as something reserved for moments of joy or celebration, when everything is going well and we are surrounded by happiness. But love isn't just present in the light. It is in the dark moments too. It's in the quiet gestures, the gentle words, the small acts of kindness that are offered even when life is heavy. Love is not always grandiose. Sometimes, it's as simple as showing up for someone else when you have nothing left to give. Love in the everyday struggles. It's not often that we think about the act of helping someone as a form of love. In fact, we often see help as a temporary fix, a practical solution to a problem. But love is more than just a solution. Love is the act of showing someone that they matter, even when you don't have the answers. Even when your own life feels chaotic and unpredictable. It is a quiet but profound act of selflessness. When someone helps you, and they're struggling too, it's a reminder that love doesn't always come with conditions. It doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require that we be in a position of strength or abundance. Love shows up when it's needed most, even in the midst of personal struggle. It doesn't wait for the perfect time, the perfect moment, or the perfect set of circumstances. It simply exists even when we feel we have nothing to offer. In the grand scheme of life, we are all struggling in some way. But it is through the shared experience of struggle that we come to realize the true power of love. Love is not about rescuing someone from their pain or solving their problems for them. It is about walking alongside them, offering them comfort and understanding, even when we too are in need of those same things. Love is about being present, being there for someone, and showing them that they are not alone in the world. It is in those quiet, unspoken moments that love speaks the loudest. A circle of love. The beauty of this kind of love is that it becomes a circle. When someone helps you despite their own struggles, you feel seen, heard, and understood. And in turn, that love inspires you to offer the same kind of help to others. It becomes a cycle of support, compassion, and connection. You realize that love is not a finite resource. The more you give, the more you receive. And in the process, both your struggles and your joys are shared. In the end, it's not about the help itself. It's not about the solutions or the fixes that we offer to each other. It's about the way we make each other feel. It's about the recognition that, even when we are struggling, we can still offer love. And that perhaps is the greatest form of help there is. When someone helps you, and they're struggling too, it's not just help. It's love. It's a reminder that no matter how difficult life may be, we are never truly alone. There is always someone who is willing to extend a hand, even when they don't have much to give. And that act of love can change everything